Good morning, everyone. Welcome. This is Team Positivism from BEED 1A. We're here to tackle what positivism is all about. Listen and enjoy!
Good morning, everyone. This is Filipina Medina, and in this lesson, we're going to talk about positivism. But not just positivism, but the impact of positivism in geographical part as well. So what was positivism all about? From the French word positivisme, derived from positive in its philosophical sense of imposed on the mind by experience. When you say imposed on the mind by experience, this is the basic idea of positivism, a doctrine that states that the only authentic knowledge is scientific knowledge. What is doctrine? Doctrine is a particular belief of system or a particular methodology of belief system. So if you cannot explain scientifically, it is not a knowledge. It is a negative aspect. So what is positivism? Understand something scientifically. It is also a philosophical movement characterized by an emphasis on science and scientific method as the only source of knowledge, construed more broadly as a way of looking at the world from the vantage point of scientific method, approach to the study of society that relies specifically on scientific evidence, such as experiments and statistics, to reveal a true nature of how society operates. What positivism says is that social phenomena should only be studied using the methods of a natural sciences. So think like a scientific method. It emphasizes theoretical observation and says that the only things that can be considered real concrete knowledge are things that can be observed with five senses. So basically, what positivism says is that you can't know anything other than what is directly observable and measurable. This is very frustrating and continues to be very frustrating for many societies because that means you can't observe things and study things like emotions and thoughts, and we limit what positivists would consider to be true science and complete knowledge in terms of sociological research. There are many aspects upon positivism, but then again, the main idea is that social phenomena should only be studied using the methods in the natural sciences and rejects ideas on studies like metaphysics, which is a branch of philosophy trying to determine the things to answer the questions like what is there and what is it like. So as you can tell, about branch would be very hard to completely study, and positivism is a direct reaction to those kinds of ideas that don't have concrete measurable things.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, teacher. My topic is all about who is the father of positivism. Auguste Comte is a father of positivism. He was born in January 19, 1978 at France. He died on September 5, 1857 at Paris, France. His spouse is Caroline Massin, 1825 to 1842. His parent is Rosalie Boyer Louis and Louis Auguste Javier Comte. His education is École Polytechnique. Place of birth, Montpellier. Place of burial, Père Lachaise Cemetery. Auguste Comte is a father of positivism. His full name is Isidore Marie Auguste Comte. He is a French philosopher and writer who formulated the doctrine of positivism. He is often regarded as the first philosopher of science. What is Auguste Comte best known for? A philosopher, mathematician, and social scientist, Comte was best known as the originator of positivism. He said that Auguste Comte is the originator of positivism, to the philosophy and history of science, and the theory, societal development that identify genuine knowledge as the product of empirical observation, experiment, and social intellectual. What was Auguste Comte's theory? Auguste Comte was a French philosopher who founded sociology, or the scientific study of society. He said that Auguste Comte theory is all about sociology, which is the scientific study of our society. He believed in positivism, which is the idea only scientific truth is the real truth. What did Comte mean by positivism? Positivism, in a Western philosophy, generally any system that confines itself to the data of experience and excludes a prior or metaphysical speculations. More narrowly, the term designated the thought of the French philosopher Auguste Comte from 1798 to 1857. Sorry for that. And that's it for my report. I hope you will listen and you will get more knowledge about the father of positivism. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rhea Rose Fernan from BEED 1A. My topic is all about characteristics of positivism. So, what is the characteristics of positivism? First, we have brief, clear, concise discussion and does not use a descriptive story from human feelings or subjective interpretation. Brief means a short of time or short duration. Sinasabi dito na kailangan maikli ang salita na ating gagamitin at pinupunto agad ang ibig sabihin o ang inyong dapat pag-aralan. Next, we have clear means your explanation must be understood. Ang sinasabi dito kapag nagpapaliwanag ka, kailangan yung mga nakikinig is naiintindihan ka agad yung mga sinasabi mo. Next, it does not allow any interpretation because of the value of free reason. Ang sabi dito, hindi pinapayagan ang anumang interpretasyon dahil sa walang dahilan na sinasalamin ng pananaliksik ang ilang mga teorya o pangunahing konsepto at inilalapat ito sa object ng pag-aaral. The research reflects some theories or basic concepts and applies it to the object of the study. Sinasabi dito na ang characteristics daw ng positivism ay kailangan galing sa katotohanan o real phenomena dahil ang positivism ay di naniniwala sa mga supernatural belief ng mga tao. Kailangan daw lahat ng ginagawa mo ay pinatutuo ng universal law at ginagamitan ng research method sa pag-aaral. Dahil nga hindi nagpapatunay ang mga sabi-sabi lamang, so kailangan ng tamang pag-aaral. That's all for today. Congratulations on our world navigators. I hope you enjoyed our flight. Again, my name is Rhea Rose Fernan from BEED 1A. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Based on my research, there are 4 types of positivism. The first one is called early stage of positivism. Early positivist theories speculated that there were criminals and non-criminals. Thus, we have to identify what causes criminals. The second one is called theological positivism, a form of positivism developed by members of the Vienna circles, which considers that the only meaningful philosophical problems are those which can be solved by logical analysis. Next, the instrumental positivism. Instrumental positivism is a well-known positivist theory that results from the transformation of positivism into social science through widespread acceptance of a scientific statement. The last one is called post-positivism. Post-positivism is a meta-theoretical stance that critiques positivism and has impacted theories and practices across philosophy, social sciences, and various models of scientific inquiry. Information I used was obtained on the internet, which can add to what we already know. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Winsel. My report is all about goals of positivism. There are 2 goals of positivism. First is to formulate abstract, and second is universal laws on the operative dynamics of the social universe. This law is a statement about the relationship among forces in the universe. In positivism, laws are to be tested against collected data systematically and not based on theory or speculation. That's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone. Good day Ma'am Kathleen. I am Cherry May Alvarez, first year from BEED 1A, and my topic is about purpose of positivism. Positivism is the name for the scientific study of social work. Its goal is to formulate abstract and universal law. The operative dynamic of the social universe, a law is a statement about relationship among forces in the universe. Auguste Comte, he promoted positivism. He is the one who sees the law of gravity. Herbert Spence and also Emile Durkheim, sila ang nagpatubad ng obligasya sa pagbuo ng mga batas na sinuri ng data. Bilang karagdagang kaalaman, ang positivism ay hindi kailanman napalaban, partikular sa sosyolohiya at antropolohiya, at bilang isang resulta, ito ay mapapailalim sa matinding debate sa epistemological.
What is the theological stage to society? Based on the information I gathered, the theological stage refers to the appeal to personified deities. During the earlier stages, people believed that all the phenomena of nature are the creation of divine or supernatural. Adults and children failed to discover the natural causes of various phenomena, and hence attributed them to a supernatural or divine power. Halimbawa, ang mga sinaunang tao ay talagang naniniwala na ang mga planeta ay may mga Diyos sa kalangitan na tumingin sa lupa. Kahit na ang araw ay bahagi ng mundo ng mga Diyos, naniniwala ang mga sinaunang Greek na ang araw ay isang gulong sa napakalaking karo na pinamumunuan ng Apollo. Kung may nangyari na hindi magandang bagay, tulad ng isang pamayanan na nakakaranas ng masamang panahon o isang lindol, ang mga tao sa yugto ng teolohiyo ay ipaliwanag ang pangyayari niyon bilang isang Diyos na nagagalit at ipinapakitang kanyang galit sa mga tao. Sa madaling sabi, ang yugto ng teolohiyo ay nangangahulugan na ang mga tao ay gumagamit ng higit sa natural o banal na mga paliwanag upang maunawaan ang lipunan at ang mundo.
Metaphysical or metaphysics is made up of two words, meta, which means beyond, and physics, which means existence, which cannot be perceived by senses. Metaphysical or metaphysics is a difficult branch out of philosophy but is rather easy to define. It is the study of the most fundamental concepts and beliefs about them. It is the branch of philosophy is related to the search for ultimate truth. It is also investigates the nature of being and the world. It is concerned with explaining the fundamental nature of being and the world. Examples of metaphysical concepts are being, existence, purpose, universals, property, relation, time, space, event, and many others. There have been three primary philosophical approaches to explaining the nature of reality. Dualism, which means the belief that reality is made up of two fundamental types of things and substances. Materialism, the belief that exists is physical matter and the laws that govern the behavior of that matter. Idealism, which means that the belief that physical matter does not exist and that all reality is made up of ideas that exist in the mind. What is the purpose of metaphysics? Since metaphysics has grown so much, it now deals with a lot of subjects and can be confusing to understand its main purpose. Some of the most common things that this philosophy deals with are ontology or existence, cause and effect, the concept of time, free will and determinism, materialism and idealism. Among many others, the purpose of this philosophy is to investigate and try to answer questions about the subjects.
Principle of Positivism. The basic principle of positivism is that all factual knowledge is based on the positive information gained from observable experience, and that any ideas beyond this realm of demonstrable fact are metaphysical. Only analytic statements are allowed to be known as true truth reason alone. Humans have long tried to describe events in the world in some way or another. Ancient man who was limited in his ability to study the world around him, come up with stories of extraordinary beginnings or gods to describe the star in the sky, the sun, rain, and earthquake. Come who developed positivism show this as part of natural progression in understanding the world around us. The basic affirmation of positivism are: 1. That all knowledge regarding matters of fact is based on the positive data of experience, and 2. That beyond the realm of fact is that of pure logic and pure mathematics. For me, from the word positivism is about gaining information from the positive experiences that a human encounter. Having positive thinking will be everyone to serve that reality of life. And that's all. Thank you.
Example of positivism. Durkheim collected data on social facts such as the suicidal rate. He claimed to have discovered laws of human behavior that govern the suicide rate. According to him, the suicide rate always rose during an economic boom or slump. He then believed that laws of human behavior can be discovered by the collection of objective facts about the social world in a statistical form. Positivists believe that what we experience in reality is really out there in the world. They believe in objective truth. They also tend to deny the influence of things like theoretical and cultural biases that get in the way of science. They also believe it was possible to classify the social world in an objective way. Using these classifications, it was then possible to count sets of observable social facts and so produce statistics.
Good day everyone, this is Jamaica Gaston and we'll be talking about the logical reasoning in the main philosophical tenets of logical positivism. So, what is logical reasoning? Logic from the Greek word logos is the study of reasoning or the study of principles and criteria of valid inference and demonstration. It also attempts to distinguish good reasoning from bad reasoning. Aristotle defined logic as new and necessary reasoning. New because it allows us to know what we do not know, and necessary because its conclusions are inescapable. Moreover, according to logical positivism, logical reasoning is a source of knowledge. It includes mathematics, which is reducible to formal logic. And of course, logic is a process in making conclusions or a tool you can use. Now we have here the two types of logic, the formal logic and informal logic. In formal logic, the conclusions and reasonings must be true, or the conclusion should be supported with certainty. A simple example of formal logic is all spiders have 8 legs. Black widows are a type of spider, so black widows have 8 legs. While on the other hand, informal logic is what typically used in daily reasoning. This is the reasoning and arguments you make in your personal exchanges with others. Example, Nikki saw a black cat on her way to work. At work, Nikki got fired, so black cats are bad luck. So, as we can notice, the word reasoning or conclusions are somehow naturally or normally associated to the word logic. So, I'm sure you guys know that we use logic or logical reasoning in our daily lives. So, that's all in our discussion. Thank you for listening. Have a great day ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ma'am Kathleen. My name is Mary Grace Oira from BEED 1A. my topic is all about empirical. So, what is empirical? Empirical, originating in or based on observation or experience empirical data. Ang empirical ay nakabase sa ebidensya kung saan napapatunayan ang isang argumento sa pamamagitan ng pisikal na katibayan at hindi lang haka-haka o teorya. And the example of empirical is the findings of DNA testing. So this example need experiment and observation para malaman ang DNA test. So sa example na to ay hindi kailangan ng haka-haka para makuha ang resulta. Ang kailangan dito ay experiment and observation para makuha ang resulta ng DNA test. And also the meaning of empirical are relying on experience or observation alone, often without due regard for system and theory and empirical basis for the theory, and capable of being verified or disproved by observation or experiment empirical laws.
Good morning everyone, good morning ma'am. I'm gonna discuss what are the advantages and disadvantages of positivism. Here are the advantages. The first one is quantitative approach. Ang mga positivists ay mas pinaniniwalaan na ang quantitative research ay mas maaasahan kaysa sa qualitative research. Dahil ang quantitative research ay mas sapat ang ibinibigay na impormasyon at mapagkakatiwalaan kaysa sa qualitative research. Bakit mas sapat ang ibinibigay nito? Dahil sa quantitative data, ibinibigay nito ang mga impormasyon na magagamit ng mga mananaliksik. Next is the structure. Dahil ang mga positivists ay sumusunod sa istruktura ng mga pag-aaral at talakayan, pero naniniwala ang mga positivists na dahil may mga itinakdang batas at panuntunan na sinusunod, magkakaroon rin ng mga pagkakamali. At dahil sa istrukturang sinusunod, maaari rin magkaroon ng malaking pagbabago sa pag-aaral na hindi na ito tumutugma sa eksperimento at aplikasyon habang sinusunod ang panuntunan nito. And here are the disadvantages. The first one is human behavior. Dahil natural sa tao ang emosyonal, hinihimok ng positivism na ang mga mananaliksik ay huwag pansinin ang damdamin. Dahil naniniwala ang positivism na ang layunin at conclusion ay maaabot kung ang taong gumagawa ng pananaliksik o pagmamasid ay hindi pinapansin ang damdamin. And inflexibility. Ang ilang mga scholar ay naniniwala na dahil ang mga positivist ay naniniwala ng lahat ay nasusukat at nakakalkula, kaya may posibilidad silang hindi mabaluktot. Positivists see things as they are and tend to disregard unexplainable phenomena. Kung ang isang teorya ay sinasabing A only occurs kapag pinagsama ang B at C, kung gayon, ang B ay hindi maaaring maging A. This belief can eliminate lateral thinking, kung saan ay proseso ng paghahanap ng kasagutan sa pamamagitan ng pagkamalikhain at hindi direktang paghanap sa paglutas ng problema. That's all. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, this is Jacqueline Ainabi de la Cruz and I'm going to tackle the last part or the last component of positivism. But before we proceed to my main topic, I'm going to read the meaning of scientific stages. Scientific knowledge also passes through stages similar to societies, each stage building on the knowledge of its predecessors. Different sciences evolved to different rates. First, there was astronomy, the physics, chemistry, biology, and finally, sociology. Sociology refers to the study of society, and we all know who invented the term sociology or the founder of sociology. So now, let's proceed to my main topic. What is scientific or positive stage according to Comte's philosophy? According to Comte, positive stage acknowledges human knowledge to be perfected that leads to human progress. It is characterized by belief in science, where people develop law based on empirical evidence, observation, comparison, and experiment. So to sum up, for Comte, positive stage is the final one in which human knowledge keeps on growing and accumulates to become larger and larger. It is the only valid knowledge that gained through the scientific method and observation. The scientific method is rooted in a philosophy known as Positivism. And Positivism argues that phenomena can be studied through direct observation and that this observation can be put together into theories or facts that can help us understand how the world works, and how you might be wondering where the positive and positivist comes into play.